Hi, my name is Ishwar Adhikari. I'm here with my colleagues Georgiana, Mary, and Samia. Today, we are going to discuss about how to strengthen compliance oversight at ABC Trust Bank, and we are from the initiative projects and initiative team. So there are a few agendas which we're going to discuss today. The first we will be discussing about CIRO and compliance, its compliance expectations, and we will be discussing about rules of compliance and supervision as per recent CIRO guideline, finding of audits regarding rules 3904, 3915, and 3916, and what are the things that we can do to correct those deviations. We will be discussing about the corrective action plan, and we will be discussing about the recommended reporting structure. We will be discussing about how long it will gonna take and what will be the timeline to implement those recommendations and what are the associated risks with that. And at the end, we'll be discussing about required assistance from the board to implement those recommendations. What is CIRO? It stands for Canadian Investment Regulatory Organization. CIRO is a national regulator for investment and mutual fund dealers in Canada. It sets rules regarding reporting, supervision, and governance to protect the investors' interest. And it also holds boards accountable for oversights, follow-ups, and corrective actions. From this point, I would like to request my colleague Georgiana to continue.
Thank you, Ishwar. Summary of guidance issued by the CIRO. Compliance is part of daily business decisions. It is not just a checklist. The entire firm must live by a culture of honesty, fairness, and integrity. Roles and responsibilities need to be clearly defined at every level, from the board and ultimate designated person to the CCO, CFO, supervisors, and staff. Problems should be spotted early, escalated without delay, and resolved with documented evidence. Compliance teams must operate independently and should be supported with sufficient resources. Staff should receive regular training and clear communication so that they fully understand their responsibilities. The board is expected to review compliance reports seriously and ensure corrective actions are taken. Rule 3904. Supervision and policies are under-resourced and there is inconsistency in training. Rule 3915. CCO did not submit the annual report to the board and there are no follow-ups. Rule 3916. No governance document filed that shows the reporting lines. Overall, there is unclear accountability, poor documentation, and weak oversight. My colleague Samia will take over from here.
Thank you, Georgiana. So my part is mainly corrective actions. I'm going to share my screen now. Corrective action for Rule 3904. Clearly define who supervises what and proper escalation steps. Develop a compliance and supervision manual with straightforward written procedures. Provide onboarding training and yearly refreshers for all staff. Maintain a change log to keep policies updated when regulations shift. Collect signed confirmation from employees and approved person. Corrective action for Rule 3915. Keep reports archived and track progress until closure. Use a standard CCO report format covering key issues, actions, and recommendations. Deliver quarterly updates plus a detailed annual report. Record all board decisions and follow-up items in meeting minutes. CFO to follow the same process for financial compliance. Corrective actions for Rule 3916. Create a governance charter that includes an organizations chart and proper escalation path, ensure direct reports access for the CCO and CFO to the UTP and the board, submit the charter to Skyro and update it whenever changes occur, making sure the board review and approves it each year. Now Mary is going to take over from here. Thank you.
Thank you for your report, Sonia. It is our recommendation for the CCO to direct report to Board of Directors and ultimate designated person. It is also our recommendation for the CFO to do direct line to the board on financial compliance, while audit, legal, and risk could be independent but coordinated, and business supervisor to do day-to-day activities and reporting to the respective reporting heads. It is also our recommendation for the Chief Compliance Officer to ensure that at least annually a report review is conducted and presented to the Board of Directors and ultimate designated person. As mentioned, the CCO should be independent from management and must directly report to the Board of Directors. The report that should be presented should be clear, concise, relevant, understandable, reliable, and it should be reported promptly. The CCO should ensure that any reports presented and any significant changes must be communicated. Report should include adherence and effectiveness with applicable regulatory requirements. CCO must keep the management, employees, and approved persons updated on policies and procedures, include any new updates from regulatory. And to do this, there should be an ongoing training that as it will ensure that members of organization are informed and aware and all the parties are compliant. It is our recommendation to do annual review to test the effectiveness of the existing compliance program. The Board of Directors will be informed as much as possible immediately if weaknesses with compliance program will or may affect the business practices. The timeline to implement the corrective action plan. Our recommendation should be on the first 2 months. We should prepare a compliance manual and governance charter and establish change lab. On the 3rd month to the 4th month, we should get the board approval and roll out ongoing training as much as possible, initiate the acknowledgement process. On the 5th month, we should submit the first quarterly CCO update and file governance charter with the CIRO. And on the 6th to 12th month, we should present annual report and strengthen process with ongoing improvements. That's all. And I will pass it back to Ishwar. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. So we'll be discussing about risk and mitigations. There are some risks associated with those recommendations. The first, we would like to discuss about the cultural resistance, which can be mitigated by using the leadership messaging and quick manager training sessions. And the second risk is outdated policies, which what we can do is we can keep the current one, we can use the change log, and we can review those log quarterly. And the third risk could be the limited resources. To overcome that risk, we can do phase hiring, we can outsource short-term external supports and so on. And the fourth risk could be the weak follow-up. To overcome from this risk, what we can do is the board can track the actions and assign owners and fix the deadline for certain reporting reports. And the last one will be the unclear roles, which can be mitigated from addressing through FAQs, workshops, and clear governance charter. And at the end, we would like to put some ideas where we would like to seek some supports from the board as well. The board can ensure the proper follow-up on decision-making and corrective action. And board also can do approve the compliance manual, governance charter, and reporting framework. Board also can provide resources for compliance training and monitoring activities. And at the end, board also can do quarterly reporting schedule with clear escalation for major issues. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask any of us. And if everything is good, thank you so much for attending today's the meeting. And I hope all of you have a great day. Thank you.